All right, guys, so I actually was not planning on doing a wash and talk here, but I started washing and I realized I was kind of talking to myself, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna set the camera up and let's just do a wash and talk. It's been a really long time since I've actually washed the F80. A lot of people always think I'm washing this thing like every single day, but I am truly not. Honestly, I think the last time I washed this was, I want to say a month and a half ago, 5-6 weeks ago. It's been a while. And the really nice thing is it's very, very dirty because I've been driving it like crazy, driving it for the last 2 weeks straight. I made a commitment to myself to drive this more before the winter weather comes back around. And I have it in the garage and I don't want to drive it when there's salt on the road and everything. So it's been a ton of fun. I've been enjoying it more than, I don't want to say more than I thought I would, but I'm definitely enjoying this car a lot. You know, driving this for the last 2 weeks was also a test for me as well. After having the GT3 for the week, you know, is this something that I can, I don't want to say live with, but something that I'm okay with not selling yet, or, you know, kind of wanted to get some answers for myself. So that's kind of what I want to discuss, I guess, in this wash and talk, and just kind of go over where my head is and what I want to do with this car and what my plans are and all that. I do know where I would like to go, but I think it's more of a matter of getting all the stars aligned perfectly to do this, because this is a very big step if I were to sell this and go into a GT3. So let's talk about it. Let's have a little conversation, wash the car, and maybe we can kind of figure things out as we watch the F80. So you guys probably saw in a recent video, I just did the UCP, the ultimate clutch pedal, and I also did the racing Strato shift knob. I don't know, depending on when this video comes out, I'm not sure if that one's out yet, but I did that. Obviously I did the Auto Solution short shift kit back in the summer, and I will say that this car drives and feels so much better with those modifications done to this transmission. It feels really good, and to be honest, it really made me love this car even more. And it just kind of proved to me that doing, you know, driver mods, some, you know, modifications that increase the overall experience are my favorite type of mod. I love doing wheels. I love doing, you know, the fun stuff, the stuff that makes it look cool and different, but there truly is nothing like driver enhancing modifications. It's so good. The UCP pedal, I love it. For the cost of it, I think it was like $350. I really don't think it can be beat in terms of bang for your buck. Yeah, it totally changed the experience for the better. You know, the Auto Solution short shift kit thing was like $600 plus. I got it installed at Auto Couture Motorings, and that was another $700-800. So that was pretty pricey. Still fantastic upgrade, but you know, it's pretty pricey. You know, the shift knob, obviously, it's thing was like how much was it? $265, I think, for just the shift knob. Pretty crazy. I actually bought that same one on my STI many years ago. I think back in 2020, something like that. And it was $160 at that time, which was very expensive. They no joke, went up over 100% since then. But I was really sad to see and hear that racing is actually closing up shop. They're not going to be making their shift knobs and all the stuff that they make, you know, all the lug nuts and all the really nice high quality stuff that they always make. They're closing up their shop, unfortunately. So whatever they have left is whatever they have. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get another one of these because I loved it, and it's a knob that can be transferred over you know, to pretty much any other car that I foresee myself getting in the future. I even got GT3 or Porsche adapters, so I can use it on that. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get it now before they go out of business and they don't have them anymore, and you know, price on them goes up when any of them come up for sale. I was like, I'm just gonna get one, put it on the M3, enjoy it, and then transfer it over. I have the adapter for the 997 Porsche. I have, it's the same one as also for a 981 Cayman and for a GT4. And then I also have one for a 991 and a 718. They're both the same adapter. So I'm pretty set for whatever direction I decide to go. But yeah, I mean, you know, a shift knob is nice, but it's not gonna change it overall that much comparing to the other three things. So the UCP clutch pedal being 350, you know, I did that in the garage by myself, like 45 minutes. And for 350 bucks, you know, comparing the cost to, you know, the overall feel and change of the car, there's no doubt that out of those three modifications, that was the biggest change and probably the best bang for your buck. If you have a manual F80 or even manual BMW, highly recommend getting that. So I still have things coming for the F80. I know a lot of you have reached out and be like, why are you still modifying this car if you're potentially selling it? And you know, I always just tell them the same thing. You know, I'm going to continue to enjoy the car until, you know, if or when it sells. You know, that's kind of the same thing I did with my STI and any other car in the past that I've had. I just continue to modify it and, you know, enjoying my time with it, doing what I like to do to it. And then when it comes time, you know, I just sell it. You know, I'm not going to stop doing something that I love just because I may be pursuing something else. So I'm going to continue modifying this. And I know a lot of you did have questions about that and like, hey, why are you still doing it? And also, you know, what are the future plans and stuff for it? What else do you plan to do? And that kind of stuff. But again, I got some cool little things coming that I think are really going to tie the car together even more and make it my own. Just continuing my pursuit of trying to build my dream F80 and make it absolutely perfect in the way that I've always envisioned it, and you know, keep on perfecting it and enjoying it to the fullest. So yes, I will still continue to make videos and modify it and enjoy it the way that I like to enjoy my cars. But I'm going to finish this wheel up, last one, and then we can get on to washing the car. I'm going to do the same Bilt Hamber touchless. First, you know, spray that on, let that sit for 5 minutes, spray it off. I love that stuff. I end up getting a whole gallon of it. I also got traceless as well, which I'm very excited to try that out and see what that's all about. So do that first, and then we'll go to the normal wash, and then we'll talk about what's next, my plans, and also are there any offers currently on the F80. Go over that kind of stuff, and yeah. So let's. I'm gonna finish this up, and I'll get back to you guys in a little bit. So I got Bilt Hamber touchless on the car. It's been sitting for a few minutes. I'm gonna rinse it off in a bit. But I know a lot of people always ask me, how do you wash the car in the garage, or you know, any issues. I do have Swiss tracks, and they have channels underneath, and also the slab is properly pitched, the garage slab. So all the water just drains out through the channels in the Swiss tracks out to the driveway. And then in the summertime, when it's warmer out, the floor is completely dry by nighttime. If it's a little bit colder out in the winter and I wash in here, usually by the next day. You also got to think, when you drive the car in the rain, you pull into the garage, your floor gets wet. Same scenario here. As long as you don't have you know, divots or anything in your slab where water pools and it stays there, you're not gonna have any issues. I don't have that issue. I've been washing in here for almost a decade now. No issues at all. Everything is great, and I just yeah, it's such a nice experience washing in the garage because you don't have to worry about the sun and all that. And plus it looks cool. It's much more comfortable in here. You don't have to worry about bugs and all that stuff. But yeah, car's looking great. It's been about 5 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and rinse this off, and then we can get to actually washing and chatting, I guess, if you will. All right, so the car is foamed down with GSF. We're gonna get to washing. I got my 2 buckets over there filled up, and we're good to go. A lot of people always ask me about my setup. The pressure washer, it's an Active 2.0 from Obsessed Garage. I got the whole wall mount solution. Love it. I have the MTF PF22 foam cannon, and I have 2 of them. One for Bilt Hamber and one for GSF. Not that it really matters, but Ended up getting 2 of them, and works really well. I have the Accepts Garage wand as well, which is awesome. The Mosmetic swivel, so when you're moving around the car and the hose doesn't get all bound up, which is really, really nice. This whole thing can swivel and not tie up and bound up the pressure washer hose, which is really nice. So great setup, love it. Let's talk about the GT3. Let's talk about what's happening with the F80. Now, I am 100% wanting to get a GT3, and I talked about wanting to sell this and get one, and I kind of loosely put it up for sale. I didn't make an ad or a post or anything. I just was like, I mentioned it in a few videos. I was like, hey, if anybody is interested in it, let me know, reach out, people that are actually seriously interested. And I got more interest in this car than I thought I would. Just how many people were actually reaching out and interested in everything. Obviously, there's those people that were just curious, which is fine, but actually interested parties in pursuing the car was kind of overwhelming, to be honest. And because of that, I actually got quite a few, people that wanted to purchase the car, and one of which was actually, I don't want to say the car was sold, but I had somebody that really wanted it. They were getting things lined up with their finances and all that, and almost in my mind, I was like, okay, this thing is for sure going to sell, just by how long I was talking with the person and the questions they were asking and all that stuff. So, and obviously that didn't pan out because I still have the car and all that, but but there are a couple others that are very, very interested as well. So I'm waiting to hear back from them, but it's one of those things that it's like, just kind of see what happens. I'm not pushing it. I'm not forcing the sale or anything like that. If it happens, it happens. If I get the right offer and all that, I'll go ahead and do it, or at least I'll entertain it. But I'm not pushing the sale of the car because I still really do love the F80. But if it means I can go get myself a GT3, then I might just have to do that. But don't get me wrong, I truly enjoy this car immensely. I'm not at that point where I'm over it or I don't like it anymore or anything like that. I still fall in love with it every day, every time I drive it. And even with the recent modifications I did, all the drivetrain stuff, the UCP clutch pedal and all that, it made me fall in love with it even more, just because it really is such a good car for the bargain, or for the price. It's hard to beat. This car really does everything so well. Everything I've always gotten was for a dual purpose. It was a car that I needed for it to do everything, the daily drive, to go through all different types of weather and haul people around and all that stuff. And with the F80, this is a little bit more, I don't want to say it's a little bit more impractical because of rear wheel drive, but comparing my STI and all that stuff and previous cars, this is a little bit more impractical in terms of where I live and all that stuff. That's why I have the truck. But in other words, I've realized that all the cars I've always gotten kind of always have that dual purpose. I've always wanted to accommodate family, friends, and whatnot, be able to kind of do it all. But what I've realized, especially after driving the GT3, is I don't need such a practical car as the fun car. I want something with a specific purpose. And the GT3, as we all know, has a very specific purpose of just pure driving engagement. Whereas this has that, but it's kind of a little bit of everything, which to be honest, I really don't need, because of the F-150 that I drive every day that literally serves all of my needs in terms of a daily driver and, being a dad and all that stuff. It handles everything so well, inclement weather and hauling stuff. It serves such a good purpose that I don't need the fun car to be as practical. I know it's just kind of first world problems here. I'm not complaining whatsoever. I'm just trying to make you guys understand as to why I would potentially sell this for a GT3, when in reality we all know, and I know too, that this car is truly, it's really good, and I really do like it. It's not a matter of, as I mentioned, not liking it anymore or anything like that, or bored with it. it's not that at all. So I hope you guys got a little bit better idea as to why I am considering letting it go. You know, it just, it's great, it's fantastic, I think it looks great. Everything I've done to it is awesome, but I guess if you've never driven a GT3 before, maybe you don't understand, but I don't know, I'm back and forth. It's kind of one of those things that if I get the right offer, somebody comes along and truly appreciates everything I've done to it and understands, you know, what kind of went into it and really knows the car and understands, you know, just how special of a car this is and put together and all that, then I would entertain it, and we'll see. But I do have people that are interested right now that I'm kind of waiting to hear back from, so we'll see where it goes. But I'm pretty shocked that I'm even considering and in a position to get a GT3 at this point in my life. So it's, for me, it's very exciting. You know, it's one of those moments that I'm like, I keep on kind of pinching myself, like, how am I even in a position to do this? So pretty cool. But we'll see where it goes. You know, I'm not going to be upset if this doesn't sell. I'm not going to be upset if I have to hang on to this a little bit longer. But, you know, we'll see where it goes. And yeah, so I'm going to go ahead, rinse the car off, get some drying aid on here, get the car all cleaned up and finished, and then we can wrap the video up. I'm actually going to be washing the F-150 as well, get that knocked out. I haven't washed that in months. The thing is filthy and needs a wash desperately, so I'll be doing that as well. Not on a video or anything, but I just need to get that thing washed. It's pretty filthy. So yeah, let me get this finished, and I'll catch back up with you guys in a little bit. All right, guys, so I got the entire wash finished up. Got a little ahead of myself. Just drying it off, use some OG drying aid. And every single time I clean this car up, the CSL, G-Technic CSL and XOV5, topped with OG drying aid, this car just turns out beautiful every single time. Cleans up so well. It, no joke, looks brand new. It looks like I just coated it yesterday, and I did this a while ago. So it's really, really holding up. A lot of people were saying that the V5 would not hold up with the PPF since Halo is their PPF coating, but it is holding up beautifully. The hydrophobic properties is still crazy, and it's really, really doing a great job. So I've been really happy with that combo on this car. And yeah, I mean, this car is just, it really is the best looking sedan that has ever come out for any brand. It's just so, so good looking. But yeah, I thought it'd be fun to do a little wash and talk for you guys, go over kind of where my mind is at and everything, and let you know what's going on. I figured I would just kind of update you guys on some of the offers that I did have and currently have, and the potential of selling this. We will see. I'm gonna just enjoy the car until then. Who knows if this will sell or not. I'm not in a rush or anything, but if the right offer comes along, we will see, and we will potentially go get ourselves a GT3. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this one. I gotta hop on the truck and get that done and get that cleaned up. But if you guys have any questions at all about the washing procedure or anything, I'm probably gonna be doing a whole video going over step-by-step of all of that. I know a lot of people always have questions on that. But all the products and everything that I use are always in the description. So if you're looking to pick any of them up, they're always there. But as for this one, guys, that is gonna do it. In the meantime, keep it clean, keep it simple, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.